Yeah, but I like talking about some of the heyday stuff that I grew up watching because along in that same area of time, I think Magnum was backstage in a dressing room cutting a promo on Tully Blanchard. I guess they were fixing to have a match
Yeah.
for that U.S. title. And I'll be damned if only an Arn didn't jump in there and beat the hell out of him and leave him in a bad way. And I know you and Magnum TA seem to have a good personal relationship behind the scenes. And was he somewhat of a protege of yours? How did you come to meet young Terry?
No. I think he was the next in line, man. I had chosen him because I had that much power at the time.
Right.
And
so you're right then at this time you're booking behind the scenes. And
yeah, but I mean I had power.
Right.
There were two people with power, and it was Vince Sr. and myself.
Right.
And Eddie Graham had put me into power. And I had a tremendous power, and then Vince Jr. came in, of course, and then the power. Unbelievable power that I didn't even realize at the time that I had. But with Magnum, he was the chosen one. He was the golden boy before the accident.
Good looking.
Took it all away from him.
Jesus Christ, barrel chest, good looking. The hair, the mustache.
Yeah.
The whole
movie star.
Very believable, and he just always kind of went straight forward. And never backed down from anything. And yes, he was the next hot thing. So, what happened with that damn car wreck that he had in that Porsche?
Magnum loved speed, man. He would go out to NASCAR. He'd go out to Charlotte Motor Speedway and drive, get in a car that he'd never been in before. And we had some friends out there with Hendricks and them guys. He would go out there and go 180 miles an hour, and they would try to wave him in, or just out there just by himself. And never been in the car before, and he loved speed. And I always say this. I said, I'll tell you how successful Crockett became when I drove up to the office the first time. There were some old cars and some old ragged old Buicks, and nothing was wrong with Buicks and stuff, but all these old things around there. And I said after about a year, pretty close to a year, I drove up that same parking lot. There was white Harleys, there was Mercedes, there was brand new trucks with chrome wheels, and I said, this is success. It becomes successful. We were rock stars back then. We traveled in jets before it was fashionable. We were rock stars, and we had no fear of Gotham, and he had no fear of us. And I think that's when even as the times changed with TBS, when you became the Hollywood blonde. I mean, there was so much young talent that finally, when they got their shit together, as you did, you went out and became this unbelievable person. So back then, man, it was just it was blood and guts, and the song tells it all. It was rock and roll.
But to talk about blood and guts, and you talk about me being in that sharpshooter hole in that blood, not giving up, passing out. Over the years, you have shed a lot of blood.
Yes.
Was that something that I enjoyed that? When it was the right time, I just enjoyed it. What was, and obviously you probably had to dig it too. Man, when the Dream was in a bad way, he was usually bleeding pretty severely.
Yeah. I thought about that a lot. When when I sit in some of these hunting blinds and just have my gun down and never, don't care about what's walking and whatever. It'd have to come and stand underneath my blind for me to do anything with it because I'm not there for that purpose. And I thought about that. And I said, man, why don't you do this, man? Why the cigarette and your noggin's all messed up and all these things. And it was that moment again that we just talked about way earlier. The thrill of that moment, the rush that you got, the addiction to this business, to make it real. You wanted them to believe it was real, and it was real for that moment.
Yeah.
And you wanted that to happen, and it was just, I mean, my God, when you just stood there and you came up and it was all over your face, and you started that slow comeback, and it was just like bam, elbow with it would sound, instead of just a bam, it would sound like a bomb going off.
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom. And just about the time to where you had it right at its high point, at its very high point, then one of the old Hartsmen or whoever would roll in and cut your legs off from under you, and you'd start all over again. Nothing more beautiful than that, buddy.